There can be no peace in the Ukraine or in Korea or Japan or China or Europe or Central and South America until the problem of the black man and woman of America has been solved with justice. You have just seen excerpts from things that I have said in different parts of the world, and a press conference here at Mosque Mariam concerning the international crisis between the Israelis and the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. It was and it is the failure of the United States administration then to be an honest broker for peace with her closest ally, Israel, that has caused the current crisis in Gaza, to reemerge today. I come to you this morning troubled. I have been anguished and tormented over the events of the last 6 weeks or more. Troubled because I knew it related to something big that's about to happen. Troubled because I wanted to understand how the events that are shaping up around the world and the flashpoint in Missouri, what is it leading to? I want to have a serious discussion with you. And I ask only of you to lend me your ears. I need your help. In this audience today, are some of the finest minds in Chicago and other places, male and female. But in this audience today is the most precious group of young people that are the target of a wicked conspiracy that has emanated from the government of America itself. I warn you that something terrible is about to go down, and Ferguson is a sign. A microcosm of the microcosm of the macrocosm. The killing of Michael Brown is one in many. Some we know about and some we don't know about, but every city and town where black people live, black men are being shot down by police. Witnessing the events that have transpired and are transpiring is not a lot for me to say to you. that I haven't already said. It's just that you have not been listening. You treat me like a lovely song. The minister's coming out. Let's hear what his song is today. And after I speak, you applaud and then go back to your crazy way of life. I watch our moral conduct spiraling down. And I see the fratricidal conflict where Chicago is the epicenter of murder. Black on black murder. Today, I want to examine not just us on our level, but where all of this is coming from, so that my young brothers and sisters who are the target and are unknowing conspirators in a plan to destroy black youth and destroy black people. You say, well, how am I a part of such a conspiracy? You know, the prophecies of the Bible and Quran are real. And most of you who disrespect the prophets and disrespect Scripture, not because by nature you are like that, but sometimes the way we represent God is so reprehensible that in the eyes of our young people, preachers look like pimps. Leadership is afraid of our young people. You don't go out among them. You don't know what's going on in them. You are only seeing the repercussions of something that didn't start with them. I cannot talk about world situations and not shine the light on what's happening to Chicago. Allah wants me to speak to the situation here and in the world with clarity and guidance. Not that I can stop what he is allowing the wicked rulers of the world to produce, but to warn the innocent of what the wicked rulers and their wickedness is finally bringing about that will impact all of us in the fulfillment of prophecy. Leaders, teachers, preachers, what is your role? Are you just to preach and entertain the people with song, music, and preaching of yesterday, not dealing with what is happening today? We who are leading the people live better than the people we lead. That's not bad, but it's horrible if the sheep is sheared and we are wearing the wool but are not leading the sheep into green pasture. That's a problem. It's not about church on Sunday, Juma prayer on Friday, Shabbat on Friday night and Saturday. It's about what are you doing after prayer. This incestuous relationship that we have with each other. We meet in the masjid, we meet in the mosque, we meet in the church, but the problem is in the streets. In the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, it reads, quote, "Son of man, I have made you a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and you give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from their wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man will die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand." Watchmen on the wall. Who is watching what's happening to our people? Who is watching the policies of America being enacted by our president, the Congress, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI? Who's watching? And if you watch and you see, who is the watchman that will stand on the wall and warn the people of what you see and what is coming? It's not enough to take charity. It's not enough for zakat to fatten a few. But when God allows some of us in leadership to have an easier life, easier meaning you don't have to worry about the bills that the little man worries about. You don't have to worry about the rent. You don't have to worry about the car note. You don't have to worry about where the next meal is coming from. But we are put in that position so on a higher level we can worry and plan for the people that are suffering, the people that Jesus was concerned with, the people that Muhammad was concerned with, the people that Abraham and the prophets and every great leader was concerned with, the people that Martin Luther King was concerned with, the people that Malcolm X was concerned with, the people that Elijah Muhammad was concerned with, the people that the civil rights strugglers were concerned with. And they were willing to sacrifice their lives to make a difference. I'm going to ask something of us today, because the message of Elijah, Muhammad, and the prophets is not for cowards. So, watchmen, if you warn the wicked, and the wicked turns not from their wickedness, nor from their wicked way, they shall die in their iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. The anguish that I feel started with Gaza. Helpless Palestinians against the armed might of Israel, with weapons given to them by America. You tell me about terror. You tell me who the real terrorist is. You tell me how helicopter gunships, F-16s, tanks, and an arsenal of armaments that are designed on explosion to rip human bodies apart. You tell me. I'm not a Jew, I'm not a Palestinian. I'm a human being. But if my heart, as a human, does not ache for the suffering of our people, fellow human beings, fellow sufferers and travelers on the earth, then I am dead morally and spiritually. How could the Muslim world remain silent in the face of such slaughter? I tried to see who's going to rise up. Weak leaders who are now so in bed with Shaitan that their sense of moral correctness is gone. All of a sudden, Hamas, they say, has broken little 3-day, 5-day truces with rockets. Ask the Israelis to show us the damage that Palestinian rockets have done, other than make people afraid when the sirens go off. But contrast that to the Palestinians. Gaza is a small tract of land where the people are so close together. But I'm going to try to lessen collateral damage. But there was one Jewish rabbi who said that 1,000 Palestinian deaths is not equal to the fingernail of a Jew. Now, what you may ask, what does that have to do with Ferguson? What does that have to do with Michael Brown? What does that have to do with you, young, beautiful, powerful, cultural community, rappers, hip-hop artists, leaders of street organizations? What does that have to do with you? Hamas is not giving up. It has come to the point where they are willing to die rather than continue to live under the oppression that they have lived under since 1948. Do you know human beings can adapt, to many terrible situations? We prove that. But even the most adaptable human being at some point will say, enough is enough. In Gaza, Hamas is willing to commit total suicide. Every child in Gaza that died is a martyr. Every male and female that was slaughtered is a martyr. And the Quran says, think not that those who are slain or who die in the way of Allah as dead. No, they are alive, but you understand not. How are the dead in Gaza alive? Because when the breath left their bodies, I'm coming to you, Jefferson. When the breath left their bodies, their death and the pain of it went into the hearts of those that remain to continue the struggle. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that America and England put their little brother, Israel, into Palestine with the help of the United Nations. And from 1948 to this minute, they have not had any peace. Now, nearly 30 years ago, I tried to help Reverend Jackson in his courageous bid to become the nominee of the Democratic Party for the presidency of the United States. Now, Reverend Jackson, it was a balanced man. He didn't favor Israel over the Palestinians, nor the Palestinians over the Israelis, but he saw what he saw. And because they feared that he would tip the balance between blacks and their favoring Israel, or point us in a direction that favored the Palestinians. So while we were saying, "Run, Jesse, run," they were writing in their newspapers, "Ruin, Jesse, ruin." I came to his defense. I was not trying to get in any problem with the Jewish people. But when I spoke up, they started calling me the new black Hitler. Now, I'm a student of a great warrior. And I did not lay down, I did not sit down. I fought back, not with hate, but with words of truth. And when they couldn't shut me down, they brought their scholars to debate with me on national television, and not one of them ever prevailed. Then they decided no more television for Farrakhan. But I told them television didn't make me. What television makes, television can destroy. What media makes, media can destroy. I am made by God, and nobody can destroy what God has made. I said then, that nation called Israel never has had any peace in 40 years, and she will never have any peace because there can never be any peace structured on injustice, thievery, lying, and deceit, using the name of God to shield your dirty religion under his holy and righteous name. Now, what did I mean by that? See, some Christians practice a dirty religion. Not that Jesus is unclean, not that the scripture is unclean, but the practice of slavery, colonization, the brutal slaughter of the indigenous people of the world in the name of Jesus. That's dirty religion. Now, I think it's 64 years. 24 years since I made that statement. Does she have any peace? None. But worse than that, what Israel has done that America has said, it's terrible, but you Palestinians shouldn't send rockets. I mean, Don't the Israelis have a right to protect themselves? Of course they do. But slaughter in the name of revenge is not just retaliation. The Quran says, listen to these words, there is life in retaliation for you. Go read it. But retaliation should not exceed the limit. A life for a life. A slave for a slave. A woman for a woman. And if it's accidental, then blood wit could be paid. That is better for you. But Israel has exceeded the limits because of rockets flying and a few dead, 3 civilians, I think 64 soldiers, against 1,939 Palestinians, probably more, 73% of them civilians, including 449 children, 243 women, 87 elderly. Almost 10,000 have been wounded, among them at least 3,004 children. As many as 3,000 Palestinian homes have been destroyed or damaged, and over 485,000 people, almost 1/3 of the Gaza population of 1,700,000, have been displaced. There is no electricity, no running water, and the law of warfare has been violated. These are war criminals. Man, and look at this scripture. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let those which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. Israel has blockaded Palestine for the last 7 years, which has devastated its economy, left most people unable to leave, restricted people from essential services such as health care and education, and cut the Palestinians off from each other. More than 40% of people in Gaza, nearly 50% of youth are now unemployed, and 80% of the people receive international aid. That's a heck of a condition for people to live under. So, they've decided they must lift the blockade. Israel says, well, we'll let a few things, but the blockade is going to remain. The Palestinians will not be allowed to have arms in a hostile environment where they can't protect themselves. Is this sounding a little familiar? It's coming home. So as I watched that, my mind went back to July 1984, I believe it was. I was in Arizona and I flipped the television and I saw a tank in Tiananmen Square. And I saw young Chinese who wanted a change in their government and its treatment of the people, standing in Tiananmen Square, challenging the armed might of the Chinese army. A few days later, the demonstrators were killed. The square was cleansed of their blood. And today in China, you don't talk too much about what happened at Tiananmen Square. When I saw that, I got sick because I knew there was a message in it. But what was the message? I'm coming to you. Mickey Leland, our congressman from Texas, died in a helicopter crash in Ethiopia. A good man, a strong man. I'm grieving now because another strong man went down. I came back to Chicago in August, but in September, I got a call from the minister in Boston. He said, "Minister, there's been gang warfare in Roxbury, Dorchester, Massachusetts, and the gangs have shot up $250,000 of property, and the mayor called me and asked me if I would intercede to try and stop the violence." I want you to listen to this, because violence don't just pop up. There's always an underlying cause and a context in which the violence takes place. But whenever our people erupt, the powers that be call out Negroes. I don't mean that in a pejorative sense, but the pejorative nature is the deceitful way government uses black leadership when their behinds are in trouble. Thank you. My brother corrected me. Tiananmen Square was in 1989, not 1984. Thank you, brother. I'm not supposed to make mistakes. And if I do, I have to correct it immediately. He said to me, "Minister, the young gang leaders are saying if you tell them to put the guns down, they'll do it. Will you send a message to them?" I said, "Well, let me think about it." And as I began thinking, I said, I didn't tell them to pick the guns up. Why should I be the one to tell them to put the guns down? Then I got a call from a sister Cherie who was congratulating me on my anniversary. And in 1989, my wife and I had been married for 36 years, and I said, oh yes, we just had a anniversary. And she said, no, I wasn't thinking about that, but certainly congratulations on that. But I was thinking about your experience in 1985 on the wheel. When I hung that phone up, I went back to think about my experience. And these are documented things that I have said. I don't hide in the public what communication I have that is relevant. I said to you then, when it dawned on me that the war that I was told that Reagan and the Joint Chiefs of Staff was planning, that war was not just against Libya and Muammar Gaddafi, but the wider implications was that there was another tiny little Muslim nation in America living among a people that have suffered untold misery. And that war over there was a sign of what was being prepared for us over here. The minute that dawned on me, I got up and toured the country saying, stop the killing. I didn't ask nobody for any money. The believers supported me. And we went throughout America. And while I was on the Stop the Killing tour, I was headed to New York. We were going to rent Yankee Stadium, holding 60,000 people. But at the same time, the black mayor, David Dinkins, was running for his second term. So when they heard I was coming to New York, the black leaders approached me and said, Brother Farrakhan, we're trying to get Mayor Dinkins reelected. We are asking if you would postpone your coming till after his election. I said, but if I come and 60,000 people are in the stadium, we could put those people behind the mayor. And when I give my word, I try my best to fulfill my word. They said, yes, but Farrakhan, if you do come, it will create the kind of controversy. So I said, okay. They said, if you postpone it, we will come together with you when you come and we will back you. I said, okay. Now, I want to say something to you all about the bigger picture. See, vanity only allows you to see yourself and the immediate security threat to you. The bigger picture is, if I react to this, what will be produced from my actions? And if you watch Farrakhan, I have been criticized by my own people, rejected, but I never argue back. I just keep going. Because you don't win an argument when there's too much emotion involved. So I just keep working. Now listen, I have been excoriated, abused, but whenever those who condemn me get in trouble, I never, ever remind them of what they said or did. Because deep down in me, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad resonate. I don't care what you're doing this evil. You are not that. I don't care how ugly you present yourself. You are not that. You are manifesting the face of the circumstances that have shaped you. But in each of you is a deeper nature that is of God, for you are a direct descendant of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. The Quran says, set your face for religion, being upright, the nature made by Allah in which He has created man. And there is no altering Allah's creation. So at the core of your being, you are the righteous. All of you. But if we were to judge you by what you do, we would run away from you. But the more evil you are, the more I run to you. And you never hear me saying to the drug dealer, you no good so-and-so. I don't like what you do, but I know why you're doing it. I don't like the killing going on between us, but I know the hand that's behind it. So I cannot judge you by your present actions of evil, because your good is buried. Your righteous nature is buried under the circumstances of your life. So I look beyond your faults and I see your need. So I'm always pulling on that nature of God in you. The sacrifice of life is necessary in the struggle for freedom and justice. We are the supreme life in this universe. Male, female, the human being. Every other creature has been made subservient to us. Don't you think that chicken wants to live? Before you kill it, you gotta catch it. Don't you think the lamb that you eat, the beef steak you like, and the cow that it comes from, or the steer that it comes from, don't you think they want to live too? But God gives us the right to take that life to sustain the higher life. But God does not like us to kill his creatures without respect for him. Since you didn't create it, but you're allowed to kill it, then the Quran says, well, don't eat that which is slaughtered, but not in the name of the God who created it. So that's what makes eating proper, when you eat that which he provides, but you slaughter in a way that is merciful to the life that you are going to eat from. Does that make sense? Well, but what about your life and my life? All human life should be sacrificed, if necessary, for a higher principle. And the highest, most noble principle is truth, freedom, justice, equality. So when it comes to those principles, God has always allowed the sacrifice of life for the higher principle. That's why he could say, think not of those that are slain in his way as dead. They are alive. The principle of justice is a great principle. I'm closing now. Jefferson is the microcosm. Ferguson, pardon me, thank you. I don't know why I keep calling Fergie Jesse. Just the ravages of time. I had to come out to you today. I've been in the hospital several times this year for an infection that is caused by the operation that I had in 2007, where most of my lower organs were taken from me, and many did not think I would live, but Allah blessed me to survive. Wait. But when I came out to CUT to speak, I mentioned that I am willing to die on my post. Lions don't retire. When they can't chew anymore to survive, they say it's time to retire. Preachers and teachers, great ones that are in this audience, when God permits you to have years in your life, He's granted you wisdom through your years that the young need to have a connection with the elders, that we can share with you our errors, mistakes, and successes, so that you will stand on our shoulders and go beyond us, because the struggle continues. But Satan has divided the youth from their elders. And I'm not totally sad about that. I'm going to tell you why. You see, elders, we are the products of the enemy. All the old ones, we are made in America. Not made by God in America, but made by the oppressor in America. It's his institutions that have fashioned us. It's his religious expression that we follow. It's his system of jurisprudence that we look to solve the problems that we have, and they never get solved. So this made in America Negro has hope that America's going to change. Because change is always happening, change is inevitable. Surely America can change. Si se puede? Yes, we can. So our great president ran on change, was elected because he promised change. But how could he bring about change unless he destroyed the system that produced the evil that he wanted to change? So, my young political brothers and sisters, you want to be mayor, that's noble, really it's noble. But I don't think you've thought that through. Most of us that want to be something, it's really for kind of sort of, I want to shine. Not that I know what the hell I'm doing, but just let me shine. Call me Mr. Mayor, even though I can't effectively run the office. Call me Mr. President, but surround me with those who will misguide me and influence me and I don't have the power to resist the influence, so I become what I detested when I said I wanted change. Imagine (67% of Jefferson got to put a big sign up. Ferguson. But I tell you, when you get 81, tell me if you don't forget something. Yes, sir. He's giving me a little hint of how I can remember. We two old folks together, you know. Oh boy, old age is something, let me tell you. But it's wonderful to grow old with dignity and strength. It's wonderful to grow old and not be a punk. It's just wonderful to know that life is ebbing away for me. But when I see my young, precious brothers and sisters that I can impart knowledge to as long as there's breath in my body, and as long as I, as an elder, will be consistent in my character and in the principles that I articulate. So I'm as strong as Samson. Because my strength comes from my obedience to Allah. Now to wrap this up. (67% of Ferguson is white, or black. 6 city councilmen, 5 are white. I think it's 50 policemen, 53, and 3 are black. Now something is wrong with that picture. And I got to ask myself, what happened to the voting rights bill? What happened to one man, one vote, that with 67% of black people, you got to live under a white mayor? With 67% of black people, you can't make the laws that govern that town. Now, if that's the condition, let me set the stage for Michael Brown. See, I don't know about the store that they say he strong-armed somebody and took some cigars. But I know this. I'm coming to Chicago. This is where I'm going to close. When you live in the hood, you don't control no economics. So you got Arab store owners that don't give a damn about you and have no respect for you. You got Koreans, you got Chinese, you got Indians, you got other people all in our community taking the money out but not giving a damn thing to this community. I imagine that blacks under those conditions suffer every day. But not one time did they break a window. There's been over, I think, 300 arrests of black people in that city. And just under 40 whites have been arrested. You see the picture? But that town is a microcosm of what's going on all over the country. Now, black men are being shot down, but the courts don't give us justice. Come on. The coroners are the brothers of the killers. So you don't know what happened to Michael Brown. They don't know how many times he was shot yet. But they know that somehow some cigars went missing. As though white people don't steal from convenience stores. The shooting of this young man has triggered now a response that has been building. So when I spoke with some of the attorneys and the father of Michael Brown, I told him, don't let what some of our people did in anger cause you to focus on that and not the real issue. I said, all of you that got children, all you mothers, all you fathers, when you do something that your child don't like, they don't sit peacefully by. They'll show you an ugly face. They'll go and slam a door. They'll even raise their voice at you because they feel you did them some injustice. injustice brings about a response, whether justified or not. That's to be determined. But the need for justice is in the eye of those who feel deprived of it. Are you reasoning with me? So, a black policeman called, beautiful brother, I'm not mentioning their names. He said, Farrakhan, some of us, we want to go to the family and show support for the family. What do you think? I said, well, it's a nice spirit, but the wrong move. I said, you are a part of a fraternal order of police. If you break that line and go and say to the parent, we're sorry, your white police officers are going to see you as breaking ranks with them. And I say, you know, there's already trouble in all police stations where black and white policemen are interacting. This is going on. So I said, brother, you and the captains that are with you, turn your face toward your superior officers, because that's where the culture is emanating from. Don't you be like Coming to America, where the Prince of Zamunda had wipers. Don't you let them make you a wiper of their behinds. Now, I'm almost finished. See, the goodness of your nature is this. This is terrible. But none of us want to see the slaughter of our people. So our natural instinct, what can we do to ease this situation? But the cry of the people is not ease the situation. The cry of the people is no justice, no peace. Now, where is justice here? The police chief, why was he set down by the governor? And they tell me his wife was tweeting. These people are nothing but animals. Well, she reflects him. And if we are animals in their sight, there's no respect when they see you walking in the street. Young man, could you please step up on the sidewalk? Because that could be jaywalking. And you don't want to block traffic, nor do you want to get hit. How would he respond? He's not going to say, F you, you don't tell me what to do. Because you approached him civilly. But when you, out of the culture of hatred for black people, see him walking, get the F up on the sidewalk. And you know that's the way we're being handled. Not only in that town, but all over America. But it has reached the boiling point. I have warned you as your brother that they were going to bring tanks. I have warned you that if you don't stop killing each other, your killing each other will be the predicate for their action coming in to kill us all. Listen, listen, listen. I told you. I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm probably the only one who could say it, because I'm the only one that's telling you what Elijah Muhammad told me to tell you, that the enemy is out to kill us all. Now, to my young brothers, I got a report that when the armored personnel carriers and that military might came back the other night, some of the FOI locked arms in front, with some of our black brothers joining them, arm in arm, to face whatever was coming. Wait a minute. No, don't applaud. I want you to listen. Because, see, we have come forward to offer our lives for our people. So we don't run from death. We run to death, because we know that our death will be answered by God. So the brothers locked arms, and I told them I was proud, because we say in our prayers, my prayer, my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah. We didn't take this mission to run from death. I don't speak as I speak because I'm afraid that somebody's going to kill me. You're going to die anyway. So why not stand up? The law of retaliation at some point is going to have to be executed. At some point. See, when you think you've had enough, then you're ready to die. And when you're ready to die, you confront the force of death. But death comes after you, but they die too. But wait, we don't have nothing to fight with. You know what that scripture says? Resist the devil and he will flee from you. We ought to try it. You say, what are you saying, Farrakhan? Do you see our women being killed on the highways by the police? What kind of man are we? That you can't protect the woman? That's your mother and the mother of your children? You gonna let police just knock her down? That's the time to die. Now let's look at Chicago. I pray that Allah will bless me to get through this. I'm feeling a little weak, but you have to hear Chicago. Why Chicago? Why has Chicago become the murder capital? You got gangs in all the cities, but not like Chi-Town. There's so much death in Chicago that they call it now not Chicago but Chirac. Our children live under gunfire. They're traumatized. Our young people do not feel that they'll live to 20. In this audience today are members of the cultural community. And what I want to say to us is, it's the cultural community producing the right ideas in their song, in their dance, in their poetry, in their plays, in their movies, that take an idea and implant it in the hearts of the people. Do you follow me? In the 60s, I made a song that became an underground movement song called A White Man's Heaven is a Black Man's Hell. And the first part of it, I was rapping. Not quite like you today, but you're the master of this today. But I was rapping sense, wisdom, singing intelligence with a beat to it. And it was an underground hit. True, true, true. In the 60s, it was the Last Poets. It was Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, Hakeem Madhubuti. Then you had James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. And everywhere you went, the youth were moving to the rhythm of JB. I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, what you say about my Nina? I love Nina Simone, boy. All of the songs had meaning. So when they played it on the radio, we were listening, we loved the dance, we loved the beat, but the words produced a culture in Black America. So when they assassinated Dr. King, 100 cities went up in smoke and they wondered who the leader was. See, but the people were acculturated by looking at television, seeing fire hoses and dogs and cattle prods and the suffering of black unarmed boys and girls, men and women who only wanted to eat at a restaurant or sleep in a hotel or some of these degrading things. The other day I was visited by John Carlos, the brother who in '68 with Tommy Smith, after winning gold and bronze, when the Star-Spangled Banner was played, they put their fists up in the air. And those brothers have suffered ever since because they embarrassed America. Dwight Howard, great brother. He saw the slaughter and just put a tweet up, "Free Palestine." And when he retweeted the message, "Free Palestine," to his 5.3 million Twitter followers, he was attacked by Mr. Morton Klein of the Zionist Organization of America. Within a few minutes, he tweeted again, "I apologize if I offended anyone with my previous tweet. It was a mistake. I have never commented on international politics and never will." That's not good. Here's a man that when he was in the dunk contest, he had on the Superman cape. Faster than a speeding bullet. And within seconds, Superman was made to look like Super Mouse. He said, "I made a mistake. I ain't never gonna talk on international politics no more." But I want to say to Brother Dwight, my dear, beloved brother, you are more than a great basketball player. You are a human being, and you were expressing your natural human empathy for our suffering people. And Morton Klein wants to deny you your humanity, and you throw it away for a damn basketball. Rihanna tweeted, because all of our people that are made rich and famous have connections with the Jewish community. Your money's from them. Thank you. Your money comes because they sign you. They're your agents. They're the owners of the clubs that you play in and play for. So they put pressure on you, and you don't stand up, because making the money is more than being an upright human being that has the courage to say to them, "You cannot deny my humanity. Your hatred of the Palestinians is your problem, but my love for humanity is in my character." See, and when you stand up, they'll sit down. Remember Muhammad Ali? Have you heard of that man? You did? He was fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, and Brother Malcolm was in his camp. And they came to Ali and told him, "You get out, get that Malcolm out of your camp and get away from these Muslims, or the fight is off." Muhammad Ali looked at him and said, well, hell, then the fight is off. Let us everybody pack up and let's get the hell out of here. And since their God is money, they came back later and said, oh, all right, Ali. Malcolm can stay. But don't go too hard on that Muslim stuff. Ali was one of the greatest men of our time. And Ali stood for a principle. When he went to the draft, I'm coming. And they said, step forward. He said, no, I ain't coming into that. He said, them Viet Cong ain't never called me nigger. You say you gonna send me to jail? Well, clean out my cell, because I'm on my way. See, when you don't give a damn about what they want to do against you, you start feeling life coming into you, strength coming into you, God coming into you. So they want to ban him now from playing basketball because he said, free Palestine. See, and what this is to put fear into you, to put you back in a place that they've designed for you. Now let me conclude. Did you know, my young rappers, that a meeting took place in Los Angeles? And all the record executives were called together by people in power, because the jails in America are being privatized, and they are on the stock exchange, and you don't build a hotel unless you expect occupancy. So when they're building prisons, they want to build them, but they're building them for you. But now they've got to create a culture in the community that lends to violence, crime, drugs, guns, prostitution, and it's a steady pipeline to prison. Now, Chief Keef is a great hip-hop artist from Chicago. He's in LA now. But in front of me are some of the real movers and shakers in the streets of Chicago. But they're offering you rap deals. Atlantic Records. See, these are the real Satans. They have to be exposed, brothers. You rap, and in your rap there's a beef with another rapper. And you get real, fiery about it. And you're talking about drilling down. You want to kill your brother. So that's the kind of rap you're doing. And then the radio stations are complicit. Because if you make something clean, they don't want to play it. So when you come to the record executives with something clean, but it's got a good beat, hey, that's nice, but see, if you ain't keeping it real. And keeping it real means keeping it as it is so that it will never change. So when I'm rapping and I got a beef with you, you come back with your record and beef with me. But underneath, we all talking about shooting. We all talking about, is it Molly? So now my rap is being played. And the beefs from the rap, because many of the rap artists are street organization leaders. So then I got a gun. Where did I get it? You know it ain't legal. I got to make some money. I'm slinging drugs. Young black girls are being turned into prostitutes to satisfy a pimping craze. And what you don't realize is Chicago has been set up now to be the center of what you're just witnessing in Missouri. Now hear me, because I'm finished. So every day there's some killing. Senator Kirk, Senator Durbin. We're going to raise millions of dollars from Congress because we got to go to Chicago and we're going to arrest 18,000 gangster disciples. They already got the prisons and the concentration camps ready. Listen to me. The former police chief in Chicago that was an FBI officer, Jody Weiss, he and the black officers came to have lunch with me at the National House. And the black officers were talking to me about good community police relations. And it sounded real good, and certainly as a man that wants to see our people safe, I said, that sounds good. But then I said, this train is running on 2 tracks. But the other track you didn't say nothing about. Now I want to talk about that track. I said, Mr. Weiss, I read that you ordered 17,000 automatic rifles with hollow point bullets, armor piercing bullets for your police. Did I make a mistake? Did I read something incorrectly? No. I said, well, tell me, what are you expecting? That you would arm your police like that? And I said, you know, Superintendent or Chief, I said, I also read that most of the police departments in the major cities are being trained by Blackwater, which is a mercenary group that they use in Iraq, and they're training police. Did you hear me? Now, all the police forces are being given weapons that are only used in military theaters of war. So when you see the police armed like they are, that's not to serve and protect. That is to kill. Now, I don't know whether you have that picture upstairs of the group that the military force that came against the people in Missouri. Could you show it? When I saw that come up, I looked in the faces of those police, and you could see the hate in their eyes. And one of them was standing there saying, "Bring it on." They have a desire to kill us wholesale. Now, Chicago is going to be the epicenter of what they're about to do. You know why? Because I'm here. Reverend Jackson is here. Black consciousness is here. They really want to kill Farrakhan. But I'm saying this to the government, you know, I'm not running from you. I'm here to die. But what will happen to you? See, I'm not no Rudy Poop fella that's just out here running his mouth. I'm backed by a power that can destroy you in the twinkling of an eye. Now, I read this morning that the FBI is planning to come into Chicago. Or they're already here. But they're increasing their numbers, working with the police, tactical forces, and they want to work in the hood with gangs. Well, what is it all about? See? Now look at the money that's being given to rappers to continue the drill kind of rap. This is the hardest core rap that there is. It's killing, 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 drugs, guns, hoes, disrespect of our women. And because they give you money and contracts that will allow you to put gold in your teeth and bling bling around your neck, and then you can come back in the hood riding expensive cars. But your brothers and sisters are dying on your words. And you are aiding in the conspiracy to exterminate the black male. Now I will tell you what I want you to do. You got to know that at the highest levels of government, they've plotted our demise.
Please If today is your first time coming to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. I'm always your guy, De-Graft Amoako. Thanks for watching.